take that pulley off, but we'll leave the water pump itself on.
Oh, this is the oil pan.
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah.
Look at that. That was easier than I thought. Hey everyone, welcome back to drybonesgarage. This episode is a part of a series where my dad and I take a 63 Corvair and turn it into a hot rod. In this episode, we'll be stripping everything off the engine. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you at the end of the episode. Why are they on so tight? This one's coming off just fine. Will not break well. This one won't come out.
Yeah. We'll leave the water pump on it. I don't want to buy a bunch of gaskets we don't have to.
What's the water pump? Is that? So you don't want me to take this?
No, take that pulley off, but we'll leave the water pump itself on.
There we go.
You want to set that on something a little higher?
I like sitting.
Okay. With that there, you're going to end up freshening that oil pan. Granted, this isn't easy on the seals, but...
There's an oil pan.
Huh?
Oh, this is the oil pan.
Yeah.
I see it. That's cool.
So, just a block under there, like this. And put these underneath your balancer. I mean, like I said, that's not good on the front seal, but...
And then you want me to lower it down as
Just
you...
ease it down and start doing what you gotta do, strip this thing down.
I didn't realize it until Dad told me, but I was using the metric sockets when I should have been using the imperial ones. He once told me that GM started using metric measurements sometime around the late 70s, but for some reason I thought the engine was newer than that. I just assumed it was made in the 80s and everything was metric by then or something.
If it's not fitting right, it's not fitting right.
I noticed it was a little loose.
No play in that, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want. It should fit easily and snugly. You couldn't get that.
No? Yeah, I wanted to do all that.
Okay.
Thank you.
We might want to look at an intake and a carb for this thing. This thing was really touchy. Once it was running though, it was good. She just did not like to start.
And just take everything off that isn't orange.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, leave this on. We'll just mask that off. I'll have to see how this is because this has already been strained a couple times. The distributor we might want to take out, but that we need to track. You know what, let me do that. If we're not babysitting this and we don't get this right, we're gonna be chasing top dead center and then starting basically fresh, which isn't a big deal. It's just kind of a pain in the backside. Okay, so we're pointed at 6. So when this distributor goes back in, we need to make sure it's pointed at number 6. You might want to take a picture of this. I don't know that I'm gonna remember, and I doubt you will. See how the rotor pointed dead at number 6 here?
I don't see 6.
GM engines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is
You
that
remember that?
V8?
That's the cylinders, yeah.
Is that where the V6, V8 thing comes from?
Well, the V configuration, 8 cylinders, right? You got 4 on a side.
Oh, I never knew that before.
I don't think we need to pull the sensors. We'll just tape them off, and we'll be not so aggressive about taping them off. In other words, we'll come back a little bit, and then when they do get replaced, big deal. But that way nothing's getting inside the motor. You know, whatever overspray is going on that sensor, we don't care. The starter can come off, the bell housing can come off, the motor mounts come off. We'll leave this just because I don't want to mess with the push rod in there. It's not a big deal, but I just don't want to dick with it because that's gaskets. And we're trying to do this. I mean, we're trying to do this a little nicer, but we're doing it also on a budget. I don't want to be replacing stuff just to replace stuff. You know, with the suspension, that was one thing, that was safety. And I was going overboard with that, probably. The fuel pump is good on this thing, the water pump was good on it. Well, when this got put up, this is a good motor, everything worked, okay? And it actually puts out a decent amount, really decent amount of power for what that is. But it's, you know, unencumbered too. That thing in factory trim might have been 160 horse, but it was so choked down on everything that was, you know, the emissions and shtick. That intake's off a 66 Chevy truck. The cam is Chevy truck. I think, no, you don't need that, leave that. If I remember right. Oh, yeah, you can take that off. If these 3 bolts will release it, go ahead. You need that one, leave it alone. I don't remember how that actually attaches. I don't want to get too deep into this thing. We're just going to blow some paint at it to make it look pretty, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a good little motor. In your car, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Let's not kill the 3/8 drive. Yeah, no. Leave it.
Does this thing rotate?
Oh yeah, that's your crankshaft right there. These are the pulleys. This is your drive pulley. That's where all the power is getting pulled from to turn your water pump, your alternator, your air conditioner, whatever else would be on the front end of this thing. And this, I don't think would have had a smog pump on it outside of California factory. And it might still be too early for smog pumps. But yeah, this will be a good motor to learn on. Don't be in too big a hurry to break it though.
Well, I won't ever try to break it, I don't think. Probably should have taken this bolt out before or after I took the one in here out.
Yeah, probably. It's not too late to put that other one back in. You don't have to crank it down, just have it, you know, there enough to support.
Why are you still stuck? Dad?
Yeah.
I don't understand why the bell house won't come off.
See that dowel there? It's tight.
It came off the other side.
Yeah. Sometimes the tolerances are a little tighter. There might be some debris buildup. Paint, help it a little bit. Don't pry on it, but, you know, use a little bit of leverage to wiggle it a bit. Yeah. It's been a while.
Do I take that all off too?
No. I figure we'll be replacing that soon enough.
Is that too rusty to restore or to use, I meant?
No, it'll be fine. But no, the moisture hasn't helped that at all. That was all brand new stuff, if I recall. But I expect, you know, you're going to be learning. One of 2 things is going to be happening. You're probably going to be a little violent with the clutch.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be way too mousy with it and dragging the clutch. Either way, or it's going to be really hard on it.
Yeah.
So we'll just burn this up. And then, when it's broken, we'll put new in. But for right now, good enough. Let that be the sacrificial lamb. And hopefully you prove me wrong, and that thing lasts, you know, a long time. Come on, Steph.
Orange scrubby for orange engine. So do I just do what I did with
I would take one of the drills
the drill?
and one of those plastic abrasive brushes and just kind of hit anything that's funky or chunky. Hey kiddo, I'll trade you.
Why?
Because I need that smaller one to get an angle I need.
I got most of the sides, but I haven't really done the top part of the engine yet. And that's because I think I want to remove that piece so I can get in the crevices a little bit easier. Now Dad said it was crucial when I pull this out that I be very careful that no debris gets in the hole. Apparently that can destroy the engine or something like that. Get out of the way, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, look at that. That was easier than I thought. Yee! Hooray. I'm not sure if I can take this thing off yet because my dad isn't here and he won't be for like another hour. This looks like a light bulb. The little round sphere in the little thingy makes it look like a light bulb.
I'm looking for a new carb for this thing.
So we're not going to use this one?
I want to put an electric choke on this. It's easier.
Doesn't the
Let's just do that. Okay.
Doesn't the carb have something to do with gasoline? What is its purpose?
Basically, this is a controlled air leak. When the engine's running, it'll suck air through the carburetor, If you look down in here, see the bore's kind of choked down a little bit, and then they got those goofy contraptions in there. Those are Venturi's. You'd have to talk to your grandpa for a better explanation on these things, but the air will accelerate around those. It'll start speeding up at that choke point,
Yeah.
which will reduce your pressure, actually creating something of a vacuum. It'll actually draw the fuel through the jets and pull it into the motor or engine. And we've already gone over that, right? Suck, squeeze, bang, blow, right?
I vaguely remember you saying something like that.
On your intake stroke, it's sucking the air in, right?
Right.
On your compression stroke, it starts squeezing that fuel and air mixture, right? Bang, ignition, right?
Yes.
And then blow. That's pushing the exhaust out, right?
Right.
So that there's the beginning of it. The thing I like about these Rochesters, teeny tiny, itty bitty tube barrel. If you can stay out of these secondaries, which are massive, you'll get really good mileage and really crisp throttle response out of one of those versus an Edelbrock or necessarily a performance carburetor. But you kick this pig open and holy crap, it'll kick you in the butt if the engine has got enough snot. This one is pretty mild. It'll be enough to be fun, but it's not gonna... Yeah, with the gearing in that rear end, you'll get a lot of one wheel peel, but that's probably all you'll get out of that thing for right now. I'm being so wasteful right now. Okay, and just tape that up. I'll put this back on when it's done.
So that's about it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider giving us a like down below. And if you want to see more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. With that all being said, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend and autumn coming up here. And I'll see you next time. Bye! Who's a good cutie patootie little boy? Yes, you are. Look at you.